The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
Greetings, blessings, and good day to the people of the Virgin Islands in VI land. This is Analyze This, and I am your guest host, filling in for Neville James. My name is Akeem McIntosh, and we're here on WTJX FM 93.1, your NPR radio station in the Virgin Islands. And don't forget, we're streaming live on WTJX.org. So if you can't find the radio, you have your phone, you could always download the app, or you could go online and check us out there on WTJX.org. So it's a rainy day here in paradise. You know, in the Virgin Islands, we have some inclement weather that's kind of hovering over the land and giving us some needed water, some needed rainfall, you know, to help to refresh the land. I think we're supposed to have the director of VITEMA who's joining us today. But until then, we'll just welcome you guys. It's a beautiful day, even though it's rainy. But like I said, it helps to cool down the land and helps to refresh the land so that, you know, we could get some more green and less brown, you know, brighten up the place a little bit. Today, we have some interesting conversations that will actually be taking place. We have the Good Hope Country Day School Drama Department here with us to talk with us a little bit about a play that they've been working on and putting on for the public. And then we'll also have why am I drawing a blank? We'll also have another guest surprising us in the studio to give us some more information. We'll also have Miss Lorelei Monsanto calling in to actually share with us her platform as she's running for senator at large in the St. Thomas St. John district, or senator at large of the Virgin Islands, I should say. So we're in for a full day of conversation. The past couple of days have actually been very interesting, and once again, I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve as a guest host in such a short span, for this short period of time while Mr. James is out on a well-deserved vacation. It's been very enlightening and uplifting for me because I've had an opportunity not just to have conversations with people who are engaged in the community and actually pushing for solutions, but I've also had an opportunity to bring on other people. But I think we actually have Mr. Darryl Jaschen on the line who will be joining us to give us some more information. Director, how are you doing?
Hey, doing very, very good. We've been on the calls this morning with the Weather Service in Puerto Rico, and we just want to try to give an update to the community about what's happening and just be safe out there. And we're going to get a lot of more rain. There's a flash flood watch in effect, all day today, being Thursday, all day tomorrow, Friday, and it'll end early morning on Saturday. So next couple of days, it's going to be very, very rainy, windy. We're going to have some swells, and of course, we want you, if you're out and about, to be safe. The school's in session today. At least on the public school side of the house. We want to make sure if you're going to go to the beaches, if you're a tourist, be careful of rip currents and be safe at all times. Some of the boats have lost their moorings right now, but we're going to get some winds, some flash flooding may occur, and with that associated, we may have some mudslides, especially over in St. Thomas on that north side there. So I want everybody to be very, very safe that you're out. Take care of each other. Police will be out and about assisting. Public Works is already out and about looking for things. If you see blockage in roads, please call us at 911. We'll get Public Works out there. But basically, we want you all to be safe. But we're going to have some conditions that are going to be heavy rain, thunder showers. But it's going to be, we'll get through it together. Let's put it that way. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that in the community.
Yeah, well, thank you for that update because, I mean, we haven't had weather like this in a little while. And, we could all use a reminder of the things that we need to do to practice safety in this weather.
Yes, and this is not because of this disturbance that is out by Costa Rica. This is what they call an upper-level trough. So we'll talk about that later on in the next week. But this is a separate event, and definitely next couple of days we're going to see a lot of conditions. But we want everybody to be safe. So thank you for the opportunity to come on and talk to the community this morning.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
All right. Take care, sir.
You have a blessed day. So that was the director of VITEMA, Mr. Darryl Jaschen, giving us some information regarding the weather that's hovering over the territory right now. So, like you said, everyone just be safe. If you have to be, better to be inside if you can. But if you have to be outside, drive slowly, cover up, and be considerate of pedestrians. You know, try not to splash them. Try to keep them. Everyone wants to stay dry, so let's help each other do that as best as we can. So, moving forward into the conversation, so like I mentioned earlier, we have the Good Hope Country Day School here, the drama department here joining us to actually share with us some information regarding a play that they have, and they're welcoming the community to come out. So I'll hand it over to you guys. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Michael Armendariz. I'm one of the co-directors of the production. The show is You Can't Take It With You. And we've got two of our student actors here with us, Nico Forno and Kimaya Jackson.
Okay.
And Kiomiie Pedrini, who is also our other co-director.
All right. So tell us about this play, or before we even get into the play, tell us about the drama department at Good Hope Country Day.
Kiomiie, why don't you go ahead and take this one? She's very active with that at the school.
Okay.
Certainly. Good morning. Thank you, Akeem, for having us on your show. The Performing Arts and Drama Department at Good Hope Country Day School, in my opinion, is super special. It is part of our academic and extracurricular activities in that we at Good Hope Country Day really want a well-rounded experience for our students. We have our drama club is about 40 students right now, which is quite a large number. Yeah. And this production actually has 27 students in it, cast and crew. We work hard in drama club to hone our skills in stage presence and vocal prowess and line memorization, and it's really conducive to being able to do, basic life skills like presentations when you have to do them, or job interviews. It's just a way of putting yourself out there and building confidence.
Yep.
And so from a very basic level, Michael and I believe that everything that we do with our students on the stage and off stage really is an introduction to some really important life skills.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I definitely agree, because growing up in school, people don't believe I was a shy person. People really don't believe I was shy, Yeah. But I was fortunate to have teachers who saw something in me that always kind of like pushed me into the spotlight in some ways. And even though I would be, palms sweating and heart racing and voice shaking, they would still put me there, and I would be forced to kind of overcome that fear. And I mean, hey, now I'm actually comfortable behind a mic on a radio station, so I think it's very important to have these kind of activities for the younger generation, or the youth in general, to be able to have that exposure and that experience to build themselves.
Yeah, one of the things I really enjoy about the whole entire process is seeing a student individually take something from nothing and build something phenomenal. So starting with no product and then creating a masterpiece in the end. Each one of their journeys is individual, like you're expressing. They each have different strengths that they bring to the production. The development of teamwork and supporting each other, all on a foundation of kindness, because that's 100% the rule in our space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We always say that it's a team effort. We're a true ensemble, so there may be a lead role, but there isn't. Everyone is equal, and everyone contributes to everything.
I really and I really want to. I'm gonna let you guys speak and get everything out. But as you're speaking, so many thoughts are coming to mind, right? Because I think these things are really underappreciated. The arts are significantly underappreciated because they have so much impact and influence in actually providing opportunities for students, not just to develop confidence and communication ability, but also to develop creativity, also to develop the skill of beginning something and finishing something, the skill of working with other people and developing interpersonal relationships. Also understanding that some people are gonna be in the spotlight, but the people in the spotlight or the people in the background are just as important, probably even more important
exactly
than
we
the
say that
people
all
in
the
the
time.
spotlight. You know, so all of these things are valuable life skills that are being taught through the arts, not necessarily just through maths and sciences and stuff of that nature. So very important.
Great. Well, the name of the show, as I said, is You Can't Take It With You. It's a very interesting show. The show was actually, the play was actually written in 1936, if you can believe it. So the production is almost 90 years old. But the amazing thing about the production is that the moral of the story is completely 100% relevant to today. So it's the message that it sends out is very applicable. And that's one of the reasons why it's a successful production for a lot of high schools and community theaters, all over the country. We were very happy to present this one here. At first, people were saying, "Wow, this show is really old," but again, once you look at the message on it about living life, doing what makes you truly happy, and accepting people for who they are, it's completely relevant. And we love that.
Yeah, definitely. We need more of those kind of plays or just stories in the world that are actually relatable, that we can actually take morals and lessons from. Yeah,
on the opening weekend, I actually had several people who weren't really familiar with the play, and they went, "Wow, this play takes place, in the 50s, the way that we're interpreting it." And they all said the same thing. "Wow, this is really relevant. This really is the same thing that we're dealing with today."
That's what you call timeless.
It is. It's a very timeless classic.
Yeah.
The story involves a family named the Sycamore family, who is very eccentric and kind of dance to the beat of a different drummer. And they enjoy making fireworks. They enjoy cooking. They enjoy printing, writing plays that are never finished. And they have no concept of time. No one wears a watch. They have one quote-unquote normal member of the family who's a young lady who happens to work at an investment banking firm and who's now involved with the boss's son. So she's wanting to bring the young man to meet the family, but is nervous about their eccentric aspects of their personality. And mayhem ensues when the young man and his parents come to meet the family a day earlier than expected. And so a lot of funny things happen on stage after that.
Yeah, it sounds like a very interesting story and sounds, again, very relevant because, these are actual stories that take place in the real world.
Oh, definitely, especially regarding class as well. Wanting to, that you think that your family may not, fit in because of social status or social standing, when the whole basis of the story is you're part of a loving and caring family.
Yeah, and like you said, sometimes we think that we don't fit in, when in fact, that's really just our personal perception. In fact, there are a lot of people that love us and look up to us and admire us and accept us for who we are, despite our unique idiosyncrasies and so on.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So what would you say are some of the big lessons or the morals from this particular play? Takeaways from this play?
Really, mostly is being able to pursue what you want that truly makes you happy. Not stifling yourself and being, doing something that you really don't want to do, and which is what this family completely does, and really accepting others for who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really a super message, especially for high school students.
Yeah, definitely. It takes me back to when I was graduating from high school, and I honestly wish I had someone actually telling me to do what it is that you really love. you know, because I always tell people music was my first love. Well, music is my first love, right? But and if I could relive life, I would be a full-time musician or a more serious musician. But when I was in school, or when I was graduating from school, and I had an inkling of an interest or courage to pursue music, I was told, oh no, you shouldn't pursue music. Pursue something that's gonna make you money. You know, something that's more secure, basically. And you know, later on, I got into music, and I'm living that passion. You know, but I only imagine where I would have been musically had I been with or started or stuck with music when I was graduating from high school. You know?
But even though that was stifled just a little bit, you yourself have just said how much joy that still gives you.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is great.
Definitely.
Which is great, right?
Yeah. So I think such a moral or a lesson is very important to pass on to the upcoming generations, because I mean, good example of that is Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs, he was in college, and he eventually dropped out of college to work on Apple or Macintosh or Apple software in his parents' garage, and people probably thought he was crazy. Like, what are you doing, right? But here it is now. He pioneered an entire industry. You know, no one wants to have green messages. Everyone has to have the blue messages of the iPhone that came from the mind of Steve Jobs, who was once considered mad or insane. You know, so it's very important that we learn to follow our path. You know, be able to identify who we are and what our destiny is by pursuing our own passions and understanding our interests. You know, so things like what you guys are doing, I think, is very important in instilling that message into the upcoming generations.
Right. We really like that. It's really a joy watching the students progress and grow through this entire experience. Like Kiomiie had mentioned, that you start with this rough product, and then it becomes this incredible masterpiece that these kids have done. The show, our normal rehearsal times are about 8 weeks, but we put this one together in 6 weeks.
Oh,
so
wow.
we have 6. Was that?
Yeah, you're correct. 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks with 16 actors on stage.
Wow.
So that's a lot of work, and
First-time actors?
A lot of them.
a lot of them are. Some of them are pretty seasoned here. We've got one of them here, Nico, who's been in virtually every production since he's been at Good Hope Country Day, and Kimaya has been in quite a few as well. I had the pleasure of working with them earlier this year during the musical The Music Man, and it's nice to have them both on board for this production as well.
All right. Well, I think that's a perfect place to take a break. We'll take a short pause for the cause, and we'll be right back. This is Analyze This, Akeem McIntosh, Good Hope Country Day Drama Club. We'll be right back. and we're back here and analyze this. And we're here with the Good Hope Country Day Drama Club. So before we left, we were talking about, you know, the play and the lessons, morals, and even experiences that the students would take away. You know, no pun intended. But let's get the students involved. So tell us your name again.
Good morning. My name is Nico Forno Diadamo.
Okay.
Good morning. I'm Kimaya Jackson.
So tell us a little bit about, you know, what motivated you or got you interested in drama.
Well, I've been doing drama for as long as I can remember, since probably like third grade. I remember, I'd say about fourth, there was a summer camp on island called Stars, and that took place at the Good Hope Theater. And I was introduced into my first production, James and the Giant Peach, there. So that was just something that I was kind of just put in, and I loved it. I got to do that whole season. I got to play James, lead character in the show. I was a little boy, and it was amazing. I loved it. I loved the community. I loved every aspect of it. And I did that again the next year with The Little Mermaid. And didn't have such a big role that time, but I enjoyed being on stage, and I enjoyed acting, and I think that's what got me into it. So I've been doing acting for as long as I can remember.
All right. Kimaya?
So same thing with Nico. I've been doing theater for a while, and my first show was also James and the Giant Peach at the Good Hope School. I didn't have like such a big role, but like for that experience for me was honestly just like amazing. Being able to be on the stage and being able to interact with so many different people it was amazing. I also been doing plays at Good Hope since 7th grade. I participated in Jurors. I participated in Music Man. And also, I mean, not just like always theater as well. I've done 2 tech shows, which has also been like amazing. Like tech has just like such a big role as much as the actors do, and I learned that. But me personally, I like being on the stage. It builds confidence in people, and it's just
when you say tech shows specific, can you elaborate on that?
Well, tech is like the behind the scenes for our shows, and they're doing like set designs when it comes to getting all the props for all the actors and just getting everything set up so that the actors can also be able to perform on stage. My first show was Clue when I did tech for, and being able to come after school when the actors go home and being able to paint the sets and being able to interact with everyone else, a part of the tech group, was also just like a big part of our drama department.
All right. So, I mean, obviously it seems like you two are seasoned actors now, or seasoned, I don't want to say drama club members, but theaterists, for lack of a better word. So, for the length of time that you've been engaged with theater, what are some of the developments, or how do you think you have grown?
Honestly, I feel like the growth has been very like significant for me, because I used to be really shy and timid, and like being able to have that community of people who you can be comfortable around with, just play around with, it helps build your confidence. And having seniors like Nico being able to direct you and guide you into the right path of just, being more upfront, being more like when it comes to like projection, when it comes to your skills and your talents that you develop over time. Like, I mean, for Nico, I did, the play that we did last year with the Shakespeare play.
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
A Midsummer, yeah. Nico was more of the head for my group specifically, and Nico would come and he would show us videos and be like, "Ooh, these are great little things that we should add to our section of the show." And like when you have people there like Kiomiie and Michael too, just to guide you in that path of just becoming a better actor, it really helps out.
All right. So, Nico, what about you? How would you say you've grown since you got engaged in theater?
Well, first of all, I probably couldn't have done it without my two lovely directors here, Kiomiie and Michael. They've really been a great help with my acting career on stage and off of it. I've been doing shows since about 7th grade when drama club was available to me at the school. So ever since then, I've been in every production, and just my experience is just finding new things and working out different situations on stage. Not exactly that I'm going to be keeping when I'm doing my performance, but trying new things out, and if it sticks, it sticks. So my career and my growth as an actor has been a lot about timing and adding my own little like different things during my performance.
That sounds like you like to improvise.
Yeah, I would say that a little bit.
That's actually good, because when you look at a lot of the behind the scenes of a lot of movies, you find that some aspects of the movie really wasn't like scripted. It's just the individual who's a comedian in real life. They just sometimes go off script and improvise, and whatever it takes, you get to basically, it's golden, so they keep it. Yeah.
Exactly, and this has happened a lot, both with these actors and the other actors that are in the show. Kiomiie and I do our best to guide them through the character development and the acting part of it, and how to project and the blocking and so forth. But we always tell the students that if there is something about your character that you think that your character would do, please feel free to do that. Mm-hmm. And all of them have done that. And sometimes they do something that we didn't know about, and it just makes us feel so good, or just brings us to hysterics. We know, like this weekend, several things happened, and we went, we weren't expecting that, but it was totally 100% in character. And that's what we love, that these actors are be able to think for themselves and be able to add that dynamic to their performance. And that's all part of this growth pattern that we see that the actors have done. And there are 16 actors that are on stage, and we have six students, I think, or 7,
10.
That are part of the 10 that are part of the tech crew, who literally run that thing like a clock, down to the lighting, the sound, the set design, the painting, the props, making sure the props are there, making sure the props are put back, the costumes, the front of house. The front of house is something that people don't even really know about, but it's the people who take care of the audience when they come in. They prepare the seating, they prepare the concession, ticket sales, getting people to their seats. All of this is integral to part of it. And we always tell our actors that this show does not revolve around the actors. This is all, everyone is involved and everyone is important.
Just to add one more, our show is completely student run.
Exactly.
Michael's correct. We bring them up to speed in 6 weeks. But once the show hits the stage, front of house, the entire backstage, our stage management, all calls being made on stage are student-led. The show, once it gets on, we do nothing.
Right. We sit back in the audience and with some popcorn and a Coke and watch it just like everybody else, and are amazed at what we see.
So, I can imagine what your I don't know if you guys have to develop like a curriculum for the drama club, but my degree, I have a degree in secondary education and social sciences, right? So I'm kind of familiar with the concept of like curriculum development and like what's it called? Not Common Core. Well, it's Common Core. It used to be Common Core, but I think now it's Smarter Balance. I don't know if it's the same thing, but either way, basically, I remember when we were in school and we had to develop a lesson plan, we had to have like certain Common Core standards that we aim to display or have the students meet with each lesson, right? So the reason I'm saying this, I'm thinking about all of the different lessons that the students are actually gaining or skills that they're developing throughout this entire drama club experience, because we already talked about communication, we already talked about developing confidence and, you know, being able to improvise and think on their feet. But then now with tech, we're talking about managerial skills, right? Because these are skills that are not just applicable to school, but directly applicable to our life, to adult life. And even if they decide, you know, whatever career they're going to go in, these skills are going to benefit them into that career. You know, so I think what you guys are doing is actually awesome. As a matter of fact, we were talking off screen about my sister, sir. She was actually part of the tech crew, you know. And I've always tried to, like, you know, kind of push her to get on stage, you know, but she wanted to be in the background, and it really suits her personality, because she's actually like very organized and a very structured individual. And I think the drama club really instilled that in her, or helped her to become that way, you know. So the kind of skills that you're imparting on the students are very important.
We always say that when the kids come to audition, I always tell them that this audition first of all, they have to be given credit for even showing up, because the audition process can be a little intimidating. But it literally prepares you for life. I mean, you are going to have to go to a job interview at some point. You're going to have to defend a thesis. You're going to have to present an idea at your work to your coworkers, you know, to implement a new program or something. So all of these skills help with that. And it's really great to see the growth that all of these actors, you know, have grown since, you know, I've been first working with them. It's
yeah. I mean, as you talk about growth, I think that's very significant, because again, a lot of times that goes again unseen, right? At least for the vast majority of people, even parents in some regards, because I mean, students spend more time with their teachers than they do with their parents on a regular basis, right? So most of the growth tends to take place in the classroom, and the parents then see a bits and pieces of it, you know, maybe on the weekends or in the evening when they're home with the children. But for the most part, you guys get to see them from beginning to, I don't want to say to end, but till graduation,
right?
You know, so talk a little bit about what that's like, taking a student from, you know, being a new actor, actress, or a new tech person, and seeing them develop into, you know, a leader in the tech department, or even a lead performer.
Well, I'm going to hit on that a little bit, and then I'm going to turn that over to Kiomiie, because she really has a firsthand experience of dealing with these kids from, you know, basically beginning to end. When you're talking about the parents, one of the biggest compliments that I can get, both Kiomiie and I, is that after a performance, one of the parents will come over and say, "That was my child. You got my child to do this. I can't get this kid to do anything." That's a great compliment, and it's appreciated by them, and it's appreciated by both Kiomiie and I on helping these kids do that. We cannot say enough about our tech department, and like Kiomiie had mentioned, that once we get to performance time, Kiomiie and I sit back. The entire show is run by the students, and the tech department is amazing, headed up by Isabel Corsi, who's our stage manager. Just keeps everything flowing and moving like a well-tuned clock.
Yeah, our technical director, Joe Barnwell, has been part of our team for the last 10 years as well. So I think that's kind of unique to our situation as well. We have a nice team of 3 educators that have put together, as you have described, kind of a set process or a curriculum. Good Hope Country Day School has recently adopted the Cambridge curriculum, which is a framework that we can all, ladder up to and line up to. And one of the areas that the Cambridge curriculum focuses on is on what's it called when you guys the global perspectives part. And I kind of feel like the drama and the performing arts area kind of fits into that global perspectives, where you're taking small daily themes, whether it's race or political or anything that's happened at the global level, and then you take it from local all the way to global.
Micro to macro.
Exactly. And so we get to do that on the stage, because any performance and show that we do has some sort of theme or some sort of message that we get to do the micro to macro on the performance side. As far as the teaching, I think teachers should and do run the world. My respect is just through the roof for
Hear,
any
hear.
educator. The amount of work that goes into day to day is phenomenal. And so I from the teaching perspective, we are slowly adding classes, because the Cambridge curriculum allows for electives that are classes. For example, production design can be a course, or acting 101, etc. So as we go forward in our years of implementation of the actual curriculum, we're excited to be a part of the process of like solidifying, not just as an after-school activity, but as part of our core, as you were talking about.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the Drama Club. We'll be right back after these messages. we're back here and Analyze This on WTJX FM 93.1, your NPR radio station in the Virgin Islands. Once again, I am your guest host, Akeem McIntosh, and I'm here with the Good Hope Country Day Drama Club. So let's get the students involved again. So tell us a little bit about your characters in the play.
All right, so I am Toby Kirby in the production, and I'm kind of the bridge between the two families in this show. So my character is in love with Alice, the daughter of the Mrs. and Mr. and Mrs. Sycamore of the crazy household, and I've taken a liking to Alice, and my character wants to marry her. So a big part of that is getting to know the family, and so I'm introduced at first to a very, I could say, crazy family in the beginning, but it's nothing like my character's own, which is my father, Mr. Kirby, who is works in Wall Street, and a very, I would say, distant mother in the show. So you have these two different sides of these two different families, two very different families, and I'm serving as the bridge between the two of them because I really, really want my family, the Kirbys, to like the Sycamores. So the whole show is about me bringing my family over and just experiencing these crazy shenanigans that happen within the Sycamore household. But as a character, I love Alice's family. I love the Sycamores, and I think they have a lot that my character's family does not have, and that's genuine love and understanding of each other. And I think that's why you'll see when they are brought to the house.
All right.
And here's a member of the crazy Sycamore family.
So I'm Reba, which is like the family friend of the Sycamore family.
Bring up the mic to your face. Yeah.
So I'm always at the Sycamore house. I'm pretty much a part of the crazy family. I'm more of like the cook for the family. I check up on like everyone, make sure that they're doing okay. I overview all of the wild stuff that happens in that household. I mean, throughout like the beginning of the show, I do experience Mrs. Sycamore and her crazy stuff to then meeting Tony and Alice together, to then, mid-show leaving because of crazy stuff that happens because of one of our other actors decided they wanted to, be very smart and pretty much disturb the whole household, winding us up in detention, I would say. I guess. To then, like my character, I love being able to overview and express like all these different emotions with having the characters Reba.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, being able to express different emotions, because what it was, Black Panther, right? I was watching the behind, well, not the behind the scenes, but I think I saw like a clip or something with Michael B. Jordan talking about what he had to do to prepare to be Killmonger in Black Panther, and he said he in order to adequately or appropriately play out that role, he had to get himself into a dark place emotionally. So I want to get your experience in the roles, the individual roles that you're playing. What would you say you had to do to really prepare to embody that role?
Honestly, I just had to really analyze the lines that I had in the show and also what other people had to experience when it came to like emotion wise. Like for me, my character is more of like a joyful, well, not too joyful, but like I'm more of just like a chill, happy person in the family. So being able to go from like pretty angry to like also being kind of chill. It's just like being able, once you know your character, like just being able to express your emotions should be like a breeze. Like, I mean, in the end of the show, we're coming to the end of the show. I mean, I'm pretty upset because of the situation that happened. And just being able to get in that field is, I mean, it's really easy because, like, I just know my lines so well. I've gone over them so many times. Being able to know what my other actor has to say too and her emotions pretty much plays like a big role. And that's why Michael and Kiomiie always tell you, like, it's not just your lines you have to know. You also need to know the other actor's lines. And also what the other actor does affects you as well. So being able to know what everyone else is doing on the stage, being able to observe, like, that's just like a really like big part, because you can't just be on stage and it's like, okay, this is what I need to do, because someone can always just slip up and like, you know, it's like, oh wait, I don't know what's going on. I know I need to act like this, but it's not, you know, going along with what's supposed to be happening.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very important that you remember that, you know, after your line is said, you still have to be in character. So you're still acting even outside of having anything to say. So, yeah, what about you, Nico?
For me, well, the stage is a whole different world. And like Kimaya said, when you know your character and you've read over all your lines and you understand it, it's pretty easy to put yourself in their shoes. You're on stage, you're in a completely different world, you're in this completely different situation. And being able to turn that into your own is pretty easy once you've got the ropes to it. So, for instance, but also it's easy to take real life experiences that you've had and implement it into acting. I know this role, having being a love interest in the show, I'm experiencing young love is like definitely something that I have experienced in my life, and I've been able to sort of replicate that feeling on stage. So that also helps a lot, having your own personal experiences and turning it into the characters.
Makes sense, because I mean, they say like if you wanna make yourself cry, think of something sad or a sad moment in your life that would help to kind of emulate or simulate the tears, if that makes sense. But have you during the length of time that you guys have been acting, have you ever played a role that's more outside of your normal character as a person?
I have to think.
So, like for instance, right? Heath Ledger, right? He passed now, but he played in A Knight's Tale. He was the knight. I don't remember the character's name, but he played the knight in shining armor, let's say, in A Knight's Tale. And then he also played the Joker. He in Dark Knight. He was like one of the most well known or most famous Jokers in maybe Batman history, you know. But he went from being a hero to being a villain, you know. And I'm not sure what his personality was as a person, but it's kind of a interesting transition to go from acting as a hero to then acting as a villain, you know. And I always like to think about when it comes to actors, I always like variety or range of acting ability. Johnny Depp is kind of that, but his characters are all within the same eccentric kind of range. Denzel Washington is great as well, because sometimes he could be a villain, and then other times he could be a concerned father. Other times he's a revolutionary, you know. So there's a range of acting. So would you say you've had the opportunity to be in different shows where you played different types of characters?
Yes, I would say that. In particular, I have done some outside of school acting, some like summer camps. I would say there's a Shakespeare Festival in Utah that I've been attending for about 3 years now, a week-long program. And there I've really had some different characters than I've had here. So characters that express a lot more anger, which is something that I don't particularly get to express a lot in these roles that I play. But I did play it there. And I think that has helped me a lot with improving my range of acting ability. So I think that would be a good example.
Yeah, for sure. What that makes me think of is the psychological benefit of acting, because we all need some form of catharsis at some point in life. Because, like you said, I mean, you have so many situations in life where you get angry, frustrated, but you might not necessarily be able to express it. So acting now gives you an opportunity to channel those frustrations and an outlet to release it. What about you, Kimaya?
So the Midsummer Night's Dream production that we did last year, I got the role of a male. So I got to experience, kind of just like, how does it be like a dude? Like being able to like quote unquote man spread on like this stage, or just like being around like all the other male actors, having a stash. Like, I mean, that was a fun experience, because it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna wear like a cute little dress. Like, I'm wearing like a loose shirt that's like dirty, and like boots and like these baggy pants. Like, I mean, that was like just a great experience. It was fun just being able to, I guess, switch roles. And then 12 Angry Jurors as well. For my character, I was like pretty sassy and like demanding. And I'm usually just like not that person to be like, I want the window.
Can
like,
I add something to that?
closed.
No. No, I'm just joking.
No, I think that was definitely like a good experience for that production as well. Just being able to, be angry, although everyone kind of was in that, but just like being able to yell at people, like that was just really fun too.
Well, I mean, hey, I love talking. I love conversations. And I have so many more questions that I want to ask, but we only have like 3 more minutes. So I guess I want to leave this time for you guys to, tell us a little bit about the play, where it is, what time it is, what days, and stuff of that nature.
Well, the show is at the Good Hope Country Day School Pavilion, and the shows are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 7 o'clock. You can pick up tickets at the door, or you can find them on Eventbrite. We'd like to give a shout out, as we did earlier, to the tech crew, but also to the faculty and the parents who are involved in this. And this literally could not be possible by a grant by the VI Council of the Arts. VICA has always been a big supporter of the arts here on St. Croix, be it at Caribbean Community Theater and also over at our school as well. They've been very generous and have added a lot of help to our productions. The shows are completely community supported. If there may be something that we need from sets to costumes, we may get from Caribbean Community Theater. If we need something built, then the community comes in and provides us with lumber and supplies. So it's a great community involved program, and we really hope all of you can come and see the performance. Again, it's at 7 o'clock. Tickets are only $10, and you're going to have a great time. We guarantee that you're going to have a really good time.
At the Good Hope Country Day.
At the Good Hope Country Day School Theater.
All right.
Right.
Well, I mean, hey, I think I definitely want to be there. You said Friday, Saturday,
and Sunday.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah. And don't worry about getting me a ticket. I'll support. I'll definitely do my part and contribute.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And yes, our shows run on time, so it starts at 7 o'clock. and people already know that, which is really nice. And the show doesn't last too long. It's maybe about 2.5 hours complete from start to finish. But yep,
you will laugh.
You will, yes.
The whole night, you will laugh.
Right. Literally, there are some. This show is eccentric. Is really the best way to describe this family, and the kids really, the student actors really, they really put their all into this.
All right. Well, once again, this is Analyze This. I'm Akeem McIntosh, the guest host, and that was the Good Hope Country Day Drama Club. Make sure you go and check it out. Tell us the name of the play again.
You Can't Take It With You.
You Can't Take It With You. So I'll go and I'll definitely try to take it with me.
There you go. Thank you very much.
No problem. We'll be right back.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.